is the top, isn't he, of the four strokes?
He is indeed, and he's got a nice clear run, as has Andy Hornby behind him, so no one in front of them there. Green flags are being waved, so they will get ready. Everyone is in gear.
They're all set for the start. And here we go, the 81st members meeting underway. The Hailwood Trophy is starting well. And what a good start from Dan Jackson. He's snatched the lead immediately. Graham Higgler, number 51, has also gone well.
Yeah, he did, came through. And as we saw from the start, Michael Rutter really struggled to get the Honda off the line. So he's just back a little bit there.
Here comes Will Atkinson on the outside, though, battling away with Glenn English, the pole man, who didn't get off the line, but he's going to battle hard. We know how feisty he can be.
Yeah, he can indeed. It's always a bit careful these early laps. You've just, after sitting on the grid for a bit and in the waiting area, you've lost a little bit of temperature, so you've got to go easy, especially on the left-handers. This left-hander here is the first left-hander you've got to, so you've got to be a bit steady, a bit careful on the throttle. Just coming in there a little bit wide there, just because of exactly that.
Look at this, battle for the lead already, and straight in there. Glenn English has taken the lead away from Dan Jackson. That was brave stuff on this opening lap. Good start by Andy Hornby from 8th. He's up to 5th. But in that little lead group is still a bit away. Look at the speed that Glenn's going with.
Well, Glenn, he just seems, it's like his tyres are absolutely up to temperature. He's got so much more confidence there. Atkinson just going round Higley there. So the first 1, 2, 3, we got all our TZ350 little Yamahas. Higley's having a look up the inside, can't quite do it.
I tell you what, though, Andy Hornby, who's at the back of this group, he's the first of the four strokes, I think, at the moment, and he's looking for a hat-trick of victories. Have we got another one up there?
Yeah, we just got Higley there, number 51, just coming through.
Sorry, yeah, so he's second in that class at the moment. There you are, he's behind him. So that 51 versus 42 is the battle in the Sheep Trophy, effectively. And the number 42 bike, that man is looking for a hat-trick here in this event over the last 3 years.
Yeah, you also saw Michael Rutter and Michael Russell in the back of the picture. Both of whom came from a pretty poor start, so they'll be coming through. But it is English that leads from Jackson and Atkinson. This is the leading four. The second, this is Andy Hornby there on the RPS Trident.
Yeah, he's trying to close up that gap to Graham Higgler on the Rod North Triumph. So that it's really going to be a close one. Number 68 trying to fight the way through as little bit as well. Michael Russell. The start didn't go so well for Michael because he started 6th. He's dropped down just a little bit, and now we've got a battle for second place.
We have indeed, or someone's out. Is that 6? Not quite 50. So that is George Thomas. So unfortunately for George Thomas, he's given us a TZ350A, a 75, so an early one, and a little problem for him there. But look at that, Phil Atkinson, number 1. He's come past Jackson and he's closing in to me. Looks like he's closing in on Glenn English.
Well, you told us to watch out for Phil, and he's certainly getting in there, but Dan Jackson right behind him there, number 55, is still part of the game. These three seem to be getting away from everybody else at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what lap time we did. The fastest lap in practice was 1:27.2. As they come out and they head to the line. I think let's have a little look as they cross the line. So 1:26.8 for Atkinson. That's the fastest lap of the weekend. Those leading three all in the 27s, and also Hornby was in the 27s as well, 1:27.9. So.
I tell you what, Glenn is great through that first corner magic. He opens up a little bit of a gap there, but there are other places where Phil Atkinson is definitely gaining some speed.
And speaking to Phil, he was really struggling with turn 1. And when you first come to Goodwood, it is such a difficult turn. It's late, it's bumpy.
Look at this. This is a four-stroke battle.
It is. He had a good look there, didn't he, Hornby? This is where we can see Higley in front, Hornby just behind, and catching them all the time. Look at that great shot there from the drone, seeing the guys come through.
So the top three back down into the van, about to go onto the long straight here, where they'll be picking up speeds of about 140 miles an hour down towards the end of that straight. Then you've got the gap between them and the two Triumphs that are battling to try and be the fastest of the four strokes. And it's all looking very, very exciting. We shall have to see how it goes. There has been a little bit of an incident, so we'll just have to see if there are some yellow flags out at the moment. The leaders will have to watch that. It's coming up to a section that could be some yellows. Yes, there are some yellow
flags here. I think the guys have got it away. God knows the rider, was there a rider there? I see a green flag on the exit. Oh no, it is a red flag. You see a red flag there in the background as well.
Yeah, so the race is being stopped. It is a red flag. The riders are taking full notice of that. Front row, Rob Whitty in particular missing from that front row, and a few more missing. But we're still going to be in for a good race. I am absolutely sure of that. So, as the engines fire up, we've got a green flag from the back of the grid. We're all set to go racing once again. The Hailwood Trophy featuring the Sheen Trophy here at Goodwood, and the 81st members meeting underway once again. And this time it's a much better start from Glenn English, number 25. He gets away far more effectively this time, but up the inside with Graham Hickland, number 51, making another good start.
Yeah, Michael Rutter had a nightmare off the start there, much worse. It looked like it completely bogged down. He had an initial launch, and I don't even know if he's managed to get it going. I think he has. Whereabouts is he? But he was really, there he is.
Wow, that far down, really?
No.
Oh, is he? So sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah,
he just couldn't get it. It just seemed to bog and die. But Glenn English, the man who was leading the first bit, he's out in front in first. You can see it's a little bit closer. Who have we got? Oh.
Andy Hornby's not made such a good start this time, so he's going to have a bit more work to do. Number 42, he's a little bit further down in the pack. But look at the way that Glenn English is getting away.
He's so confident on these early laps with the tyres are that bit cooler. You know, he really is. You can see that confidence. He knows the feel of these and gets going. We've got Higlett in second there on the Bob North Triumph 150, number 51. Atkinson's just come past him, and then behind him, climbing all over the back, was Dan Jackson.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff, and we're seeing some good moves up through the order. Jamie O'Brien's done pretty well, but the race leader, Glenn English, is absolutely flying at this stage and taking full advantage. So Phil Atkinson now up into that second place. Can he start to close the gap? Remember, it's a 5-lap race. They've already done one, pretty much. Only 4 laps to go.
Yeah, sorry, Glenn just had a little bit of movement there, just hitting that little bit of oil coming out on the... coming out of the chicane on that first lap. Let's have a little look. What's he got? 1.3 second lead over Atkinson in second. Jackson's now to third. Higlett fourth. Michael Russell there in fifth.
Yeah, and this is so the leader in the 4 strokes is actually in third place now. So, oh no, it's just been changed because he's just been passed by Dan Jackson. Dan Jackson's come up to third. He didn't have a very good start this time, Dan Jackson, did he?
No, he didn't. But he's coming through now in third. And, that doesn't look like 1.3 seconds anymore either. I think when we see that next split, we're going to see that Atkinson has closed a little bit of time off English there.
Andy Hornby in the background, but also look at Michael Russell. That was a good move.
Beautiful move. He's so smooth and neat, Michael. Again, you know, he rides everything really well. That's the man we're talking about, number 68, just coming in.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Up front, Glenn English is definitely coming under pressure from Phil Atkinson now. So that early lead that Glenn developed, it's not looking quite such a big lead as they're heading around on this lap. Still a good battle here. Jamie O'Brien, 74. Here's the battle for the lead. Look how close they are.
Yeah, it was 1.3 seconds when they came over from the line for the first lap, but that's down to just maybe 2 or 3 tenths, if that, as they come out. Atkinson looking very good. About to put him under a little bit of pressure here. Got to watch that little bit of oil, watch that left-hand side of the tyre, and out they come.
And you can see Glenn English is always absolutely on the limit, but it looks to me as though Phil's got a little bit more control. He's just taking his time. That was the fastest lap by Phil. He's just done a 1:26.8. My goodness, that was a really good lap time.
So he really wants to, this is where he could do. We're just learning a little bit from Glenn. Glenn's so good round turn 1. He could do much worse when you're learning this track. You know, he said that's the one place he's really struggling. So to have a little look at Glenn there for a lap or two, get that line right. He looks good everywhere else. But that first turn is tricky, and Glenn has got it now. Glenn can win here at the Revival. You know, he can win on these. He's a great all-round rider.
Down the inside, he's gone for the lead, and he's done it. So Phil Atkinson has taken the lead from Glenn English. Glenn will try and come back, though.
Yeah, he will. He certainly won't be giving up. So he'll be having a good look in. And in the background, let's not forget about Jackson. Jackson's putting a really good lap here. He looks like he's coming right back on these guys as well. That's the man we're talking about, Dan Jackson. Again, these three all on TZ350Gs. These bikes dominated, as we said earlier, the World Championships. For that period, they won 11 World Championships. These TZ350s, they were the bike to have. You could just go and buy them out the store. This is the Hailwood Trophy as we're seeing, and this is that move. Atkinson just ran it around up the inside, and he had the line for the left-hander. A really nice move there at St Mary's.
Yeah, beautiful, late braking, but beautifully under control. So Phil Atkinson is now the race leader, bike number 1, looking to try and take victory. Just 2 laps to go now. 3 laps completed in this restarted race. But as you mentioned, Dan Jackson, number 55, he's really caught the top 2. He's beginning to put Glenn English under some serious pressure.
Yeah, and he did 20. He was the fastest out of the leaders on that last lap at 26.8 compared to the Atkinson's 27.5. So he took 0.7 of a second out of him. Atkinson really just trying to push the pace, though.
It's a good battle for fourth and of the four strokes as well. So that's for the Barry Sheen Trophy. That is actually very close. This is for the Hailwood Trophy, effectively. And it is, yeah, you're absolutely right. They're still very close together. Phil Atkinson hasn't managed to pull away.
Now, you've got these the two strokes up front, and as you say, then you've got Piglet, Russell and Hornby, and they're separated by just half a second as well. But even though first, second, in third in their class, it's fourth, fifth, sixth in the race.
Phil Atkinson now on to the back straight. He's got good speed in a straight line, has a glance over the shoulder just to see where Glenn English is. Glenn will always go on the attack. We've seen him here at Goodwood in the past, but also Dan Jackson, former winner. Oh, and here we go around the outside. He's trying to go around the outside there, English. Meanwhile, further back, Andy Hornby's now got up into fourth place. That's a really good move from him because he didn't make the best start. So we've got battles amongst the two strokes, but also battles amongst the four strokes as well.
Yeah, you can hear those completely different sound. Here come the little parallel twin 350s coming past. That little high screaming revving two strokes here. They rev much higher. They've got pretty much nothing below 8,500.
We're on to the final lap. I have no prediction here. It could be either of these three, couldn't it? Taking the win.
Yeah, very much. And look who's got back in front of turn one. Yeah, that's a lovely move by Glenn English. So
well, he'd actually done it just before. I think he did it on around the outside down at Woodcote or at the chicane. So he's got the advantage. But I'm not sure he's going to hold on to it because it looks to me as though Phil's kind of in control. Let's see. But he's going to run out of time because we've got, what, half a lap? Less than half a lap.
Yeah, so as they come in, you see that big bump there. You've got to watch it as you come out here. They all come in three completely different lines there. As he got back in now, it's so tight here, and the slipstream is going to be critical as they come out of Levant onto this Levant straight. This second right, you've got to get a really nice drive, beautifully done. All three, very, very neat. But it's Atkinson that's got the slipstream.
So Phil Atkinson, he's got the slipstream. Can he find a way past? As Jackson also getting involved on the inside as well. Which way is it going to go in the Hailwood Trophy? All three fighting. Atkinson up the inside, number one, but watch out. Yeah, back up the inside goes Glenn English. Beautiful. I knew he was going to try that. Can he hold on into the chicane? The final run through the right and left of the chicane, and Glenn's holding on to it. Yes, Glenn English is going to take the... No, he's slowed down. Suddenly, problem crossed the line. I don't know what happened. Atkinson takes the victory. English is second.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness, I don't know quite what happened. What's been happening in the four strokes?
Yeah.